Yo, what's happening? What's going on? Um, just this past week, a lot of YouTubers and just all around social media have been talking about the Kendrick Lamar performance, and the non-blacks have been too. And it's just been a big hoopla over the whole situation of the symbolism and what Kendrick Lamar was trying to put out the message. I did a video on it. I had my views about it. I gave my opinion, and overall, it's like, we got to understand one thing as black folks. Kendrick Lamar is nothing more than an entertainer. That's it. Most entertainers are just that. Especially in this day and time, athletes are athletes, entertainers are entertainers. Overall, athletes are entertainers. You know what I'm saying? So you can't expect but so much from your entertainers. Your entertainers don't supposed to take the place of your scholars. They don't supposed to take the place of activists. You know what I'm saying? They are just that. And if you want to say that, well, Langston, man, you fall in that category. You're an entertainer as well. You're right. You're right. But I put a little spin to it, you know what I'm saying? Instead of, you saying entertainment, I would say edutainment. Because, I would like to think that as I'm entertaining you, I'm educating you as well. Now, I know some of you all may know a lot of the things that I talk about, while others don't. But it's a meeting of the minds, you know what I mean? And we're here to help one another out. And it's just that plain and simple. And I like these type of conversations. It makes me think. It makes me give my opinion on or take on black people when discussing revolution. And I can tell you, it's my opinion. Let me say this. Man, screw the opinion. It's by my personal observation, being on this earth, as long as I have been on it, that black people are not about revolution. They're not. And I'm going to call myself out again. Should I say, I'm not calling myself out. This guy called me out. He pulled my card, DM'd me, and was like, yo, man, I'm about the revolution. You need to link up with me. And I saw your message. And I was like, yeah, this guy, based on what he's saying, gotta be young. Gotta be naive. Because the first thing is, you can't, when you're talking about a real revolution, we can't discuss this on their platforms. A real revolution, we got to discuss that in person. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, when I didn't reply to you, you had the nerve to say, oh man, I knew you was all talk and no action. The second thing is, you can't want somebody to link up with you by trying to humiliate them, being disrespectful. But I'll take that. I know some of you all may say the same thing or think the same thing. That, man, you ain't about no revolution, man. Yeah, you're right. I'm not about the revolution that you think I'm about. Because the real revolution is, it happens, and I said this in a video that I did about Kendrick Lamar's performance at the halftime show, during the halftime show. The real revolution is not, it doesn't start with, you see that AR-15 in the back? That's not a real revolution. The real revolution starts in the mind. Real talk. Before you start talking about getting into a physical altercation, Your mind got to be right. And most of our minds are not right. Instead of us being African or Afro, whatever we call ourselves right about now, scratch all of that. Most of us are nothing but Negropeans. For real. That's real shit. Like most of you all, not all, let me take that back. I ain't gonna say most of you all. Quite a few black folks haven't even revolutionized their minds. Some of you black men out there are not taking care of your children. Some of you black women out there have taken the role of the man, and instead of being feminine, you're more masculine than anything. Black families are broken apart. Our priorities are chopped and screwed. We spend more time on our cell phones, on electronics, than sitting down and having a meal together and having a regular conversation with one another. That's where the real revolution starts. It's in the mind. And that's real talk. And I know this for a fact that black people ain't ready for a real revolution. Because see, in a real revolution, you got to give up everything that your master, and I'm going to say it, that your master forced you into, which is his culture, his religion, his way of life, his language, his education, his story, history. Got to give that all up. You got to walk away from the plantation. Call America spelled with 3 Ks. You got to form your own. And that's the problem with black people. Black people don't want to start all over again. That's too much work. I don't want to put in that much work. Nah, man. Later for that, man. I ain't giving up my internet. I'm not giving up ESPN. I'm not giving up my football games, my basketball games. So you mean to tell me you want black folks to run up, back and forth down the court from one generation to the next, to the next, to the next? Or run up and down that football field from one generation to the next, to the next, to the next, and hope one day that they'll open up the pearly gates of the NBA and or the NFL, and finally, just finally, a black man can be, or woman, majority owner of a basketball team. Nah. We ain't ready for no revolution. Not at all. Not no real one. We're not going to give him back his money. His currency that got dead presidents on it. God damn, at least if you going to have some money out there, at least let the currency be current, far as the face and image that you put on the currency or the fiat note. We're walking around and you don't even realize that's, man, it's symbolism and a deeper meaning to any and everything. They compensate us with dead presidents. They take our energy, because all these companies and corporations, all they're doing is energy harvesting. They're taking our energy, and in order for the way that they compensate us by extracting our energy is by giving us dead presidents, which has no energy. It's just dead. Nah, man, we don't want no real revolution, man. Straight up. Can't get you away from that soul food. Can't get you away from them pig feet and chitlins. No matter if your life depended on it. You got some brothers and sisters out here right now that are say their logic is, I'd rather take a pill or get a shot than to give up what the fuck I eat. I know some ignorant ass niggas right now that had that same way of thinking, or thought. How you gonna be a revolutionary? You know what I'm saying? How you gonna pick up one of those and you in bad health, bad shape? You got all types of ailments, whether it's heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, prostate cancer, colon cancer. That shit be running rampant. That's the only thing that be running rampant through our community, because it sure don't be us. How you gonna be about revolution? Just about every video, when I put this up to my lips, somebody always got some shit to say. There you go, drinking that water again. So I guess on the battlefield, you're gonna be drinking Pepsi, Coke. You know the you don't believe me, you know what I'm saying? You don't believe black man. But once the white man say it, then you'll believe it. It's a scientific fact, that not only alcohol causes cirrhosis of the liver, but now they're saying that sodas like Pepsi and Coca-Cola does as well. Like, how you gonna be on the battlefield talking about, so hey, let's take the time out to eat some oodles and noodles and so we could gather up our strength? Nah, man, real revolution requires what? Discipline. And black people ain't got it. The only discipline they have is for their slave masters. Master tell you to clock in at 9, and it's nothing wrong with a regular job. Let me just get that. Let me just put that out there. I am not coming for people that work regular jobs. That's not because an honest day pay. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you do, it's just what it is, an honest day pay. You're not doing anything dishonest in order to get that money. But for the sake of the conversation, master tell you to be there at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, you're going to be there. Some of you all are making it work 30 minutes prior to you clocking in. In other words, if you got to be at work at 8, you'll be there at 7:30. Working off the clock. Master tell you, time to break for lunch, you break. Master tell you light bill due February the 28th, you're going to be paying that shit February the 27th. You're going to pay your car note on time. You're going to pay your credit cards on time. And you want to know why? Because, ooh, I'm cooking, baby. I'm cooking. I'm stirring up that gumbo. Because you don't want to mess up the good credit that you have with your master. Straight up. Oftentimes when I go to these cookouts, and when I go to these family cookouts and, gatherings such as Christmases and, holidays and shit, got that one token Negro to always brag about his credit score and how good his credit is. I can walk in a car dealership and ain't got to make no down payment. Walk in the car dealership and drive out of the car dealership and don't make no car payment. My credit is good with old master. Yeah, you see that? You see how you getting played? Or you see how we're getting played? You got good credit because you're in debt with Massa, and the only reason why you got good credit is because you're making your payments on time. But you had, in order to build your credit up, you had to get more and more and more in debt. Fuck up one time with a credit card, or that shit is, it's systematically made for us to lose. Miss a payment on the credit card, or pay the credit card or before the time that it's paid, or overpay it or whatever. Your credit score your credit score goes down. You go for a job thinking you're gonna get it. They tell you underqualified. Then you go to the job, the same job, and you got your credentials, you got everything. You got your experience, you got, your college degrees, plural. Then they told you when you walked in the door at first that you were underqualified. Now you walk in the door for the second time, and now they telling you overqualified. I just sat back and I listened to these people, man. All these people that discussed the whole Kendrick Lamar halftime show, whether they were Caucasian people, black people, Hispanics, and I'm just like, wow, man. Wow. Why don't y'all let them know? Seriously, I'm not trying to be real. Yo, we gonna keep it $150, right? Yo, seriously, why don't you just let the niggas have it? For real, it ain't no harm gonna come out of this. Ain't nothing gonna come out of this. Nothing. Black folks ain't gonna storm the Capitol like them Caucasians did in January the 6th. They ain't gonna do none of that. Just let them have it. Every now and then they gotta put on a good performance and entertain one another, so they can feel good in the inside. But I'm telling you, and I told you this when I did the video about Kendrick Lamar. In the halftime show, I said, right after the halftime show, Sunday, the next day, Monday morning, all niggas were at work. So what did that performance really do? Nothing. It didn't revolutionize anything. It didn't change nothing. Black people still doing the same shit. The rappers still rapping about the same shit. And we've moved on. I'm pretty sure this week, the Kendrick Lamar thing and the halftime show and all the rest of that shit will be gone. And this week coming up, it'll probably be about the Drake and Party Next Door album. And whatever the fuck else. Blacks was all about some real revolution. You wouldn't be on social media discussing the shit. Straight up. I heard somebody, I read a comment in the comment section of the video I did about Kendrick Lamar. This motherfucker talking about I'm a hater. Kendrick Lamar has done more for the black community than you have, and this and that and so forth. Do you know how old I am, motherfucker? No, seriously, while Kendrick Lamar was trying to swim to get to that egg, real shit, I'm not even making this up. I don't know however many millions of sperm that shot out of his father's shit. But while he was trying to win the race to get to that fucking egg, to become who he is today, I was out there putting in that work. The fuck is you talking about? I've been about this shit. This is your first time hearing about me. I've been helping my community. And it wasn't until as of recently, after the many books that I wrote, well, I'd say 3, after the countless times that I've been out there spreading the word, being part of a cult, and what they called it while I was part of that cult, spreading the word, they called it tabliking. Sunday classes, bumping into people, giving them free books and pamphlets. You know what I realized out of all my years? Trying to prepare black people for what's to come. I realized this, that you know what? Black people ain't gonna change unless they want to change. And this is why I'm in my bedroom. That's real shit. I know some of you all are young and gun-ho and shit, and you probably be like, oh man, you an old head, you making excuses, this and that and so forth. You just don't want to fight, that, this and that, blah, 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 blah. Well, first and foremost, let me say this. Real revolution is for the youngins. You all are the strength. And us old heads, so to speak, are the ones that have the wisdom. So we instruct you all. We supposed to teach you strategy. And if you don't have strategy discipline, if you don't know the true art of war, then you're going to go out on a bogus trip. You know, and I no disrespect, like the dude in 2016, where there was some killings going on, you know, black people were being killed by cops. And, you know, the dude, I forgot his name, that was in Dallas, went out on a shooting spree and decided he wanted to, you know, unalive a couple of cops and 9 blacks. Black people didn't come to his rescue. You know what black people did? After the police in Dallas sent a robot in to drop a bomb on that dude and blew him up, you know what the black people said? They was like, man, that nigga's crazy. They didn't put no t-shirts, so they didn't have no t-shirts talking about some RIP. They didn't say that man was a martyr and he did it for the revolution or none of that shit. They said he was crazy. That's it. I'm not dying for none of you niggas. Don't you get it? It's too many examples for me to see that dying for you motherfuckers don't make sense. It just don't. Martin lay on the ground at a hotel, bleeding out of his head. Malcolm shot multiple times in front of his kids and his wife. Now tell me what the fuck y'all do for Martin Luther King Jr. birthday. How do you respect him? How do you show your respect for all the sacrifices that he's made? Or Malcolm X's birthday? Or Marcus Garvey's birthday? Or Fred Hampton's birthday? How do you respect these people that put their lives on the line for you? Khalid Muhammad. And the likes. Black people ain't about no real revolution, man. Get the fuck out of here. Straight up. You look online, fucking black people talking about how whack goddamn Captain America was. That's crazy. This is my word. This is my word. I'm not even making this shit up. This is real play. This is real talk. You'll see more black people, black men that is, that'll wear a shirt of a fictitious hero on it. Whether it's Superman, Batman, Captain America, Spider-Man, X-Men. They'll wear all of them fictitious superheroes on their shirt and wear it proudly, walking around. Grown-ass man. Got the Batman logo or emblem on his fucking shirt. Compared to wearing a shirt with Marcus Garvey on it. A real live hero. A real hero that did something for your community. I can't even pay a black man to wear a Marcus Garvey shirt. A motherfucking Stanley walking around here with Captain America shirts on, Spider-Man t-shirts on, and you ask them, I'm cooking. Can you smell what the Rock is cooking? But you ask them same dudes that got Spider-Man on the shirt, Superman on his shirt, and Batman on his shirt. Did those superheroes ever take on white supremacy? Oh, they could battle the biggest and baddest on the planet, on the galaxies and multiverses. Your Thors, your Iron Mans, your Spider-Man. Matter of fact, they could come together. Avengers Assemble. They could battle Thanos. MF, wow, I was going to say that. Doom. Ultron. But when it comes to white supremacy, ain't no Marvel movie out where those superheroes is busting white supremacy's ass. They could take on the Red Hulk. Hell, they made a fucking... They turned black. They turned Captain America into black. And this motherfucker couldn't even do nothing for the hood. Black Panther, he been a sellout. But now, man, you know, I'd rather wear this them black dudes are saying, I'd rather wear my my shirts, my t-shirts with fictitious superheroes on them than to wear a shirt with Malcolm X on it. Fred Hampton, the real ones, the real revolutionaries that fought for us. Oh man, come on, man. Some revolution. You can't even get a lot of these niggas off the couch on Sunday. Straight up. Watch this. This is my word. If you want to know what black men think about the revolution, ask them. Tell them next year when the Super Bowl rolls around, during the Super Bowl, tell them, yo, let's go ahead and get this revolution on. While everybody's tuned in and their focus is the game. Let's go ahead and be about that revolution. And them niggas gonna look at you like you stupid, like you a fool. Hell, we can't even come together to boycott Target, Walmart. None of that. And if you see me in there, I'm telling you, I'm in there for a different reason. If you know what I mean. Let me stop. Yo, get it together, man. I'm out.